Teachers, what's the most disturbing secret your students have ever kept from you? In my first week of teaching the 5th grade, I noticed every kid in my class passing something under their desks in secret. At first I thought it was the classic notes passing, but I soon realized it was something much darker, because when I confiscated the pieces of paper that they were passing and read them, they were always completely blank. At first I thought it was kind of funny, like a dumb 10-year-old joke or something, but in my second week, the principal called me into his office. As soon as I sat in the chair, he said, "You need to find out what's going on in your classroom. Parents are calling saying their children are coming home with missing hair from their scalps, and if it gets any worse, CPS will get involved, and I'm not afraid to fire you." I tried to stand up for myself, because one of my New Year's resolutions was to stop being a pushover. Sir, with all due respect, I'm not sure that's fair. I don't care about fair. I care about results, and I need answers. I walked back into my classroom feeling completely defeated. Half of my students had called in sick, and the students that were there had even more clumps of hair missing. It looked like they had cut it off with safety scissors. As soon as class ended, I pulled aside Ava, the quiet student who always got straight A's. She was the only one who didn't have messed up hair. "Ava, can you tell me what's going on in your class, sweetheart? What are all your classmates up to?" "Please don't make me tell you, Miss Johnson," she interrupted. I was immediately taken aback. "What? Why not?" "Ava, I need to know." "Okay, I'll tell you." Her Mary Jane black shoes clicked against the floor nervously. "It's this game everyone has. It's called Double It and Give It to the Next Person." "Game? What kind of game passes empty notes from one person to another? What kind of game involves cutting out clumps of your hair?" "What are the rules?" I asked softly. Ava looked down at the floor before running out of the classroom. The next day, she came in with clumps of hair missing too. But even worse, there was a strange rash on her face, specifically above her chin and below her nose where her mouth was. I didn't even care about getting fired anymore. I just needed to know what was going on. I was worried. During lunch, I went straight to the principal's office to tell him that the kids might be in danger. On the way there, I ran into the school nurse. She looked pale when she saw me, like she knew what was coming. "Hey!" I exclaimed, trying to get her to stop speed walking away from me. She stopped dead in her tracks. "Do you know what's going on with my class? Have any of them made an appointment to see you?" "Yes," she answered. I stepped closer. "You have to tell me what's going on. My job is on the line," she sighed. "I found something in one of their backpacks when they came to me with a sore throat. It was wrapped in plastic, and I don't even know how to describe it. It was long and metal. It looked heavy." The student snatched it back before I could examine it properly, but I think they keep it hidden behind the heater underneath the coat rack. "Bet," I responded, and headed straight there. When I got there, I shoved my hand behind the heater, having no idea what to expect, but what I found made me sick. I pulled out a long, heavy shoebox. Inside was a heavy metal container, probably what the nurse was describing. I tore it open and found a huge wad of gum, like the size of a tennis ball. All the pieces were different colors, and stuck to it was strands of hair. Hair from what looked like dozens of different kids. Blonde hair, brown hair, black hair. I put it in my purse, and when class started after lunch, I showed it to my students. "What the hell is this?" They immediately came clean. Turns out on the first day of 5th grade, some kids started a challenge. It was called Double It and Give It to the Next Person. The rules were simple. You chew the gum, add your own piece to make it bigger, and pass it to the next person. You weren't part of the cool group unless you'd participated, so every single kid in the class had been sharing this same disgusting wad of gum for 8 weeks straight. "How does this explain the clumps of hair missing?" I asked, almost laughing from how crazy the entire thing was. Turns out the gum kept getting stuck in the kids' hair during recess, so they'd been cutting it out themselves with safety scissors and hiding the evidence. Kids are so silly.